Hi Krishna everyone. So finally we begin with the day 8 and the first day of Water Week. Wow. So we've already completed week 1, and having understood what this week is about and how water is connected to emotion, let us quickly dive into what day 8 is all about, the first day of the Water Week. So water, as we understood, traditionally represents emotion as well as purification and cleansing. So this week is about clearing emotion, the body, the environment, and we all have emotions. Even the uncomfortable ones are a part of the sweetness of life. Imagine a symphony with no crescendo, or a movie where everyone is peaceful throughout the movie, like there's no climax coming in, there's no fight happening. The guy fell in love with the girl, and the parents said yes, and they lived happily ever after. There was no twist. It would be boring, right? Would you watch such a movie? Would you pay your money and go to the theater to watch such a movie, or listen to a music which is only so soft and sooth? Yeah, you need the crescendo sometimes. That peace that comes with shakes you up or really does some magic. So sadness, joy, fear, grief, passion, adventure, these emotions allow us to experience life fully. If we cherish only some emotions and deny the others, we are not whole. So, when all emotions are owned and honored, a deep inner peace arises. The soul loves truth. And when we tell the truth about what we feel, peace follows naturally. It is also important to remember you are not your emotions. You are an infinite being, a child of the Creator, a soul on a spiritual journey. So today's affirmation is I unconditionally accept my feelings. What I feel is not who I am. Let's repeat I unconditionally accept my feelings. What I feel is not who I am. So connect with the spirit of water today. When you drink water, imagine fresh rain or spring water, if you don't have access to it, of course, and feel your body being cleansed and nourished. Yeah. So if possible, dry brush your skin, bathe or shower and rinse with cool water. Yeah, I know it's winter, but if you can, as cool as possible, take a cold shower or take a cold water bath. Yeah. Now let us come to today's activity, turning points in our life. Every life has moments that change its direction. A turning point could be a failure, a loss, a decision, a spiritual choice. So, when we understand these moments, life begins to make sense. So, often we complain about, how things are going so bad, how things are like this and like that. But there were some turning points which changed the course of our life. So let me share an example from my own life. When I failed my MSc multiple times, it really devastated me. And at that time, I felt like everything was over. Why am I failing my MSc exam? But as I look at my life now, I realize that if I had cleared it, I might have lived a very different life, perhaps teaching in a college or working in a corporate setup, and instead, life shaped me differently. That experience became a source of resilience for me. Even today, when I face obstacles, I remember how much I have already overcome. Yeah. Another turning point for me was choosing the path of Krishna consciousness. Coming from a very different background, there were challenges, there were resistance, inner doubts. Am I doing right? But I made a decision, and come what may, I will not give this up. And when such decisions are made sincerely, Krishna provides the way. Yeah. So today, reflect on one turning point in your life, or as many as you can. What you felt, just notice. What you decided, how it still shapes you. This awareness is emotional cleansing. Be gentle with yourself. Just take a reflect of your entire life. And for some of you, it might be a longer journey than the others. And some of you, even in a short span of life, you may have had like a huge number of turning points, and you've had a big life. And just take a evaluation of your life. Just reflect on your journey so far, where you were, what you were doing, and how far you have come. Sometimes so my counselor, she mentioned to me when I shared with her, I'm so grateful for being married to a devotee, for having devotee children and who are so sincere, and for the opportunity to attend Mangal Aarti and living on the farm when I was. And she just told me one thing. She's like, just remember where you came from all the time, remember how you began. And that was very humbling, and it also keeps me grounded. There was a time when I used to crave for going to temple, for having darshan of Sri Radharas Bihari. And now I don't have to crave for it. I mean, I can go whenever I want. Of course, there are the challenges, but nobody's going to stop me from going to the temple. So there was a time when I would crave to even chant one round, and today, if I'm chanting, my husband will be all the more happy. So, so it keeps me grounded, and it allows me to not take this blessing for granted. Yeah. So remember your turning points, and this is Water Week. That doesn't mean it has to be sad. It can be beautiful moments also. It can be very comfortable and cozy, heart melting moments as well, just to make your life grateful. So, all the very best. Take care. Hare Krishna.